What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and so I just talked about in my structure deck opening how I thought it was wackadoodle-doo that Sacred Beast did not get a new fusion monster, especially after getting a fusion spell. But like days after I made that video, of course, it was announced that in Phantom Rage we would be getting Armityle, the Chaos Phantasm, Phantom of Fury. Let's just go over the card real quick. So obviously it takes all three of the Sacred Beasts. This card's name becomes Armityle, the Chaos Phantasm, while on the field. Which is cool, it gets protection. Once per turn, you can give control of this card to your opponent. I don't think that's an activated effect. So I don't think that can be Borload Savage Dragoned, to my knowledge. You guys will have to let me know, actually, because I'm not sure about that. Once per turn, you can give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card controls changes turn, banish as many cards on the field as possible. Then this card's owner can special summon one Armityle, the Chaos Phantasm, from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning condition. So I'll just talk over these replays I have, and all these were dedicated to obviously using the fusion spell. Luckily, I have the Call by the Grave there. So I just give you guys my general impressions. Do I think that this card is worth it? No. Is it impossible? Is it a terrible card? I guess we can start there. No, it's not for sure. It's pretty darn good. It's just the thing is, it takes a lot of investment. So for my build, as you guys will see soon, because I'm doing a deck profile, I only run 3 Sacred Beasts, and one of them isn't even on the list. So that means I have to use 2 more, basically, than I would want to. So, honestly, like, personally, I think I'm just going to stick with what I have. And keep it really condensed and keep it a control deck. Now, if you're playing Adamanticators, and he surrendered there, but I would say like specific matchup dependent. I guess this wouldn't be bad against Synchro Eldritch for sure. Like if they put up a huge board and you're just somehow able to like end on Armityle, banish the whole field so Block Dragon doesn't replenish itself, I think that's fine. It's just I wish there was some. I wish it was something else, because the thing is like all the negates that you're missing out on, I think is probably the worst part of all of this. Because that new Sacred Beast Trap card, which I talked about in the structure deck opening, was just how good it was. So yeah, I'm actually able to use the Kaiju Slumber. So yeah, I guess it is good here. I mean, obviously everything gets negated. I can banish his Dark Magical Circle, and this can't be destroyed by battle. So you put this in defense mode, you're pretty safe. No Fallen Paradise, which is the worst part for sure. He's actually able to hard summon this Dragoon of Red Eyes without Red Eyes fusion, which is pretty unfortunate for me. So yeah, I mean, this is probably a pretty good example of see, the effect did go off, and it was good, like, you know, theoretically, but so I'm just trying to survive a little bit here. Luckily for me, he drew into 2 of these. Yeah, it's like the advantage doesn't really go to me because you take up so many resources, obviously, just to summon that guy. And this was a fantastic top deck. And I can just go into any of my Sacred Beasts and get Fallen Paradise. I knew he had Eternal Soul, so I was actually wondering what he was waiting for. And I think he's going to fire it off now. But my Haman will stay on the field, so... And actually... off my draw 2 top deck, that Twin Twisters, and that misses timing on everything. So that was pretty good. That was just pretty good. Here it is, guys. Meta defining matchup here. For higher Numeron. Every single deck in existence is going to use these cards. I actually expect all of these to be like the Numeron cards. I think if you want the engine, you'll probably have to pay like $400 for it. That's just my guess. Again, we don't know when it's coming out, so. But yeah, I did get Zexalt in the beginning of this game, so let's see if I can even survive. Luckily, I did have that Fantastical Dragon Phantasm. That won't be my deck profile, guys, but it's just not a budget option. And I try to keep these as budget and as competitive as possible. Basically, like the ultimate kind of situation there. But I feel pretty comfortable now that Zexal's off the field. And I know he's invested a ton of his resources into it. A lot of the times that's enough for people, but, you know, I'm able to push through pretty well, honestly. And here we go. So, yeah, having Verde Anaconda is probably pretty awesome. Yeah, so he banished it. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my third Sacred Beast on the field, but nonetheless, this is actually really good because now he has another Call by the Grave. So I'm hoping to survive one more turn, and I guess 4, and I hit it perfectly. I don't really know why he runs Reasoning with a bunch of level 4 monsters, but that is the way. So yeah, this is just a fantastic card. And then finally, I'm able to give myself a little bit of defense here. And now I'm setting up myself for the fusion. I don't know why he does that. Maybe just to feel, maybe he's getting frustrated. I guess I don't blame him. It's a pretty tough place to be in for hire, especially with there can be only one. So I'm comfortable with this game plan. I haven't even though this deck's like purpose is to fusion summon, it's not everything. So I'm able to stop his Monster Reborn. Again, I think he's just pissed. Down to 100 life points, unfortunately. He does have that Mystic Mine. But I mean, I have Twin Twisters, so like I'm okay. I know that I'll get to it eventually. And he's like kind of done for. So yeah, this is the exciting life of Mystic Mine that everyone loves. So he goes. So I guess he's like just kind of going for it now, which I find very interesting. I don't think he realized how much. Like at that point, I had more cards in my deck, so he would have decked out. So his game plan wasn't really working. And he was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go for it." And then he realized, "Oh wait, I have Mystic Mine on the field, so not gonna happen." So yeah, not all of these are gonna be with summoning that monster, but. The purpose that I'm showing it to you for is that you can see that it's not the only thing you do. Yeah, so this deck does really well with hand traps, honestly. Always nice to have the Foolish Burial, so that way it's like a part of this combo, but it's not. And no, I do not run the new Beast monster, which I think is Dark Beckoning Beast. He Nibiru's me, but not after my fusion spell actually goes through, so... And that since it's Armityle, I can draw 2 anyways. And I can go ahead and give it to my opponent. You guys will have to let me know, but I don't understand how Verde Anaconda doesn't allow me... Like, summoning through Verde Anaconda doesn't allow me to still use his effect. It's still a fusion summon, so... It's honestly really weird. So he's going into Neil Fire combos, which is pretty scary, but see, the thing is, like, okay, I just like banished all my resources, and like now he's still doing this, so how worth it is this guy? It's hard for me to understand how he didn't go for a game here, but sorry, it's hard to believe sometimes that this card is at the amount that it is. What else does he have in his extra deck? Okay. So I thought he was going to Double or Nothing. Yeah, this isn't. That's not how this works. I think it's effect monsters. So yeah, that was really silly of him. Although, yeah, I don't understand the whole Verde Anaconda thing. And plus, also, like, another thing is, like, Verde Anaconda, I think, is $40, and you need 3 of them because you have to run Pot of Extravagance as the draw engine, so it's almost never worth it for me. I decided to go a more conservative route, especially because I opened Cerulean Skyfire, and now I have at least another form of 2 forms of interaction here. And he's running Dragmas, which you'll see a lot. I think this is a really good hard counter to it. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Draw 2 more unfortunate draws, but it's okay. I still have my Dark Summoning Beasts in the back there. And since I have this, I'll have all 3 in my hand in case I want to pivot into the new fusion monster. He didn't have anything anyway, so yep. Here is I'm guessing this is a new archetype. I haven't seen it technically, but here's Drayton. I'm sure it'll be relevant at some point in life. Oh, this is the new, I think, water. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. Actually, I kind of do know about this, but that's really tough for the There Can Be Only One, because I think these are all machines. It's basically a blowout card, especially because I have access to Spell Negation. He's able to destroy that, but he's still under a pretty rough spot. And then I top decking, you know, the 7 Spirit Gates Unleashed. It's pretty good. And I can use that. And like I said, yeah, so your lines are a little more filled out, which is always nice. And then obviously you don't have to go into the new fusion monster. If you can just swing for a game, there's no need to banish your opponent's field. And here's Drayton again. Yeah, here it is. So this is the new archetype that I'm seeing. It's like a Chaos Max, basically. I like that it's a ritual deck based off of attack points and not levels. So I think that's a really interesting way of doing things. Here is a typical combo that you guys will see, which is just 2 Sacred Beasts in the opening, plus the draw 2, which is definitely not bad, especially when you get something like There Can Be Only One and another form of interaction there. Go ahead and fire that off just in case. And I mean, pretty much he's in a tough spot. Can only summon one of these guys. You know, even though that this is my only 2 forms of interaction, it's still pretty darn good. And I didn't even have to use this, even though I guess technically I could have. So, always nice. Here, I think is a mirror match. I don't know. Yeah, I guess, again, like I've said all along, I don't think you should ever try to actually summon Ravael. It's just too ridiculous. It's more restrictive than Obelisk, and almost no one summons the Egyptian gods legitimately anymore. That's why something like Egyptian God Slime exists. So I've seen this board and I'm like, I mean, okay, that's fine, but I just feel like I'm in a much better place than you are. So starting off full combo here, which is not bad. I totally don't mind setting up my plays, like taking the time. And now I can pivot into my fusion monster if I really wanted to, which I think I do. Yep, I do. Boom here. And he's got a whole bunch of important stuff, so I'm like, what does he possibly have? Boom. No one's safe. And then again, I seriously don't understand why I don't get Armityle, but I still feel pretty okay, honestly, from the position I'm in. He goes for the 7 Gates Unleashed. I'm like, I guess, but are you really willing to lose your advantage just for that? Especially because now I can recover so easily and actually just get it back now. So yeah, you always have to have extra copies because you can't expect this to win you, like straight up win you the game. But with There Can Be Only One, I mean, that's a pretty tough spot to be in. Even though I use it, it's tough to be in. Forsaken Beast sometimes it can really hurt you. And yeah, that was a Fiend, so that's really tough on him. Yeah, so since There Can Be Only One, he just can't use it, so. And I'm amassing advantage way faster than he is. But none of it matters anyways. Just a couple more duels for you guys. And I'm playing something I just have no idea what it is. I guess Dark Magicians? Dark Magicians for the win, I guess. So this is going to be... Yeah, this looks like I'm going typical, especially because I opened the Sacred Beast Awakening. That's going to shut off all his monster effects. And I have all the Egyptian gods in my hand. So, in case I ever need to pivot into the fusion, it's possible. But, again, this is where the problem really comes in. Is like, okay, I flip this up. Is the advantage truly, like a problem, you know? He's trying to destroy that face down, but he goes out and fires it off. But that's okay because... and so yeah, I actually nuke the board here. I'm feeling okay, honestly, especially because now I can go into my fusion and I can hard draw. That way I make sure the effect goes off, and that's 10,000 attack. So there are definitely lots of parts of this new deck that I like. It's just it really messes up the consistency, which I think is the biggest problem. Here is a Skull Servant deck, I think. It's a zombie deck kind of thing. So nothing to Ash yet, and I know he has the Ash, so he goes ahead and uses it there. Not the best thing in the world, but not the worst either. So this is exactly like that warrior monster. He has Berserker's Soul in his deck, I just realized, so that's really funny. Let's see what he does here. I like to show you guys. Yeah, it's Skull Servants. That's what I was thinking of. So that's a 5,000 attack. So normally it's honestly a problem. Normally for me, like on the normal side of things. So there is definitely an advantage here somewhere. And I can just banish this. After I draw a couple, of course. Set myself up for next turn. And I can go ahead and banish that. That made it's not a problem anymore. Get this bad boy back and hopefully be set up for winning in game 2. I actually banished the wrong monster here, like a silly goose. But now that he's protected in almost every way, and I'm able to negate Unizombie, obviously. It's not a bad spot to be in. Nope, can't be destroyed by battle. So he goes stronger. I don't know why he did this. I don't know if he thinks this is an activated effect, but... And with this, I'm actually able to... There's no summoning sickness or anything like that. See, if this fusion, or any of the fusions would count under Sacred Beast Awakening, I'd be so much more inclined to use it. But that's going to do it today, guys. Do I think you should be using it? No, not right now. Is this something worth citing? Yeah, perhaps, depending on the matchup. But I'm going to be running my typical build, which I will be showing you guys soon, shortly here, once I get all my cards. Recommend you guys check out my Raid Raptor. I just did a deck profile on that. So other than that, guys, that's going to do for today, and I will see you next time.